I've been doing this job a long time. People like to talk about the targets. Think it made them feel better.
Why don't you care who the guy is?
They never got what it was really all about. Which was, in 10 minutes, they're not gonna be anybody.
So I got to ask you, Michael, given that this is a movie about dementia, I saw it at TIFF and I thought you did something really interesting with the way that it was done because you really never know what Knox's plan is for most of the movie. You kind of put us in the position of we really have no idea what his motivations are. And I thought that was kind of an interesting trick to pull off in a film noir. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, every time I hear this, I think, oh man, what was I thinking? Because it was a lot. And it took me a while to say, yeah, because there's no sense in trying something if you don't think you can really pull this off. So the way I described this movie and was describing it to people was, and I'd go through it with the writer and go through it again and say, does this hold up? You know, because I described it as a Jenga movie.
Yeah.
Because truly, if one piece doesn't work, the movie doesn't work. Not just, well, the story kind of, it just, you may as well not shoot it. You can't shoot it. So to keep track of everything I had to keep track of, and then at the same time, hope mostly, you know, that it's all making sense and it will work in the end. You know, the little twist and all the things like that will work in the end. Like I say, thinking back, I go, ooh, I don't know if I'd ever do this again. Because, you know, you had to play dementia, but not all the time. And then you had to, in the back of your head, say, is this working? And does the story make sense? And am I, you know, like every role, am I in the right spot at the right time? You know, down the road in the movie, you go, wait, should my character be right about here? And sometimes that's a guess, right? Sometimes you go, I think I'm here right now. So like that. But if one little thing doesn't work, it doesn't work.
You have a very rare form of dementia.
How much time do I have?
Weeks, not months. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Doc. Even if I hated you for telling me, I'd forget soon enough.
But I got to ask you, James. So I've always loved your work, and I've always thought you were great. But I'm not used to seeing you in a role like this. And it reminded me a little bit of when I was young, seeing Michael Keaton in this great movie called Clean and Sober. That I remember was a movie that I really loved when I was younger, though I was way too young to watch it. But it was great watching you in this movie because it really felt like I hadn't seen the side of you before, and I thought you were amazing. And I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about how intense you were in it.
Well, first of all, it's really nice of you to say. And this was, I don't know, I try to the best of my ability and my opportunity. I try to, you know, I try to avoid the easy path.
Sure.
I want to be a part of projects that excite me, that challenge me, and working with, you know, guys like this. I mean, it's just like, you know, bucket list career stuff. But I knew it would be challenging. I knew it would be something that was different than I'd really ever explored before creatively, but it spoke to me. It sort of resonated on a level of just being a father. You know, is the situation that Miles is in with his daughter, and the discovery of what's going on there, and you know, our ability and a recognition that we're fallible as human beings, and that we have the capacity to make massive mistakes, and you know, maybe switching it then to this father-son dynamic between Michael's character and mine. It was I just thought it was really the type of writing, the type of film you just don't see anymore. And
No, I think you're completely right.
And I was like, I want to be a part of this in some capacity. And so I was really excited. I knew that this is not really my wheelhouse, but it was, you know, it's one of those things that if it strikes a chord with you and you feel it, you just want to, how do I get to be a part of this?
Well, that kind of leads me into my next question for you, Michael, actually, because what I really liked about it also was that for a crime movie, for a noir movie, the casting wasn't necessarily like it was off the beaten path, right? It was kind of more unexpected. There were more interesting parts. Even like Ray McKinnon at the beginning, like that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and it was like not what you'd see in a noir movie usually, where he's kind of like, you know, like it felt more real, more human. Everybody in the movie was like that though, especially Pacino. You know, I've seen movies like this before, but doing something very different. And I always thought you guys had maybe worked together before, but then I was looking up your filmography and I couldn't find anything. How did you assemble the cast? Because it was amazing.
I can't remember if I said this during this time or not, but you know, like I said, I tended to wait and really ruminate a little bit and kind of then forget about it. James's role, or every role, I'd go, you know, let me think, you know, maybe. And people were getting pretty nervous, including myself, and I said, I think I got it. I think I know who. And I just go boom. And after that, and then you hope that it works, you know, because they might say, oh, I'd love to, but I'm working, or I have no interest in this, or whatever that's it. So the cast was handpicked, and in the case of Al, this sounds kind of not arrogant, but kind of stupid on my part. I hesitated because I thought, is that exactly right? And also being realistic, is he going to do this? You know, I mean, we had known each other a little bit and enjoyed each other's company and had a lot of respect for each other and stuff, all that stuff. But I thought, you know, if he says no, because I've waited, I better, if he's a no, who am I going to get? And so we had a talk. He doesn't say yes right away. Nobody does. And nor should they. And so then we talked, and you know, he turns out to be so easy that you can't believe it. Here's the thing, you know, I'm trying to parcel this out because we have so much to talk about. All these guys never had the advantage. The entire cast never had the advantage of a read through. Well,
wow, really?
I kicked around a couple scenes. I said, let's just. I think actually James might have said, "Do you mind if we read a couple of these scenes?" But besides that, he didn't have he never had a read through. He never had a long discussion or say, you know, okay, let's get the wardrobe. Let's have wardrobe meetings. There was none of that. There was none of that. He didn't have the luxury of any of that stuff. It was, I think you got it, right? You got it? And I go, yeah. I said, because I'm good. He goes, all right, let's go make it. And then next thing I know, maybe a week goes by and then James shows up on the set and there we go. We're off, you know? That's why I thought, I know this guy. Well, I'll talk about him. He's going to vomit by the end of the day. Oh no, it gets so sickening after a while, but I have so much to say about him. So no, I do truly have so much to say about him. So I'm not, in a way, I'm not surprised. And I never went, oh my God, thank God. Because I knew they were all solid. You know. The only thing with a guy like Al is he's so iconic, and it could go so many ways. And I don't even mean bad. It could go a bunch of ways. But this is a guy who's done more than all of us put together, and he could have a point of view on the day. And I might go, okay, wow, I got to really rethink that. And I didn't have the time to rethink that. So I don't know, it just worked. All of us, it just worked. It's good cast. My God, this cast is so good.
The amazing cast.
He's the best. I'm a Ray McKinnon fan, man. You know, like guys.
Oh, he's
like,
really good at in that part of the beginning. I thought that was just didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and it was really, really cool.
As an actor, he'll say actors, guys like that. We go, oh, man, Ray McKinnon, you kidding? And I had a little scene with him in Dope Sick.
Oh,
so I got to know him, yeah. And I said, I love this guy. He's
love
so
Dope Sick.
He was a writer. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he's
So
directed
dope.
a little theater down in North Carolina or something.
One of those guys you watch and go, he can't be an actor.
Yeah, no,
No,
right.
he's this guy.
He's too good.
Yeah.
He's so good that you almost take him for granted. I think people are like that with a lot of character actors. Last question I want to ask you guys, because I like a mixture of genres, and this one doesn't fit neatly into a genre. Is it harder though nowadays to get a movie like this made than it used to be kind of in the 80s and the 90s when I used to see a lot more stuff like this?
Answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
James knows how hard it is, you know, just because he's only acting in the movie. He knows how all this works. Yes. And the best thing you said was it doesn't fit into any genre, because honestly, I didn't think about it like that. I just said, I can't tell you what kind of movie it is. I said, I don't know. It's just a story I want to tell. I think I know how to tell it. It's pretty interesting. It's really that simple.
it just feels like everybody's so risk averse. No one wants to take chances. If it's a giant Marvel $300 million movie or a tiny little movie that's, or an animated movie for kids, and just, you don't get this kind of content anymore. And I imagine it's really difficult to get it made. So
Yeah.
super proud of it.
Yeah.
Glad that hopefully we start a trend.
Yeah.
John, good luck.
I swore I'd never be like you.
And here we are.